Hey, wonderful, wonderful people. A pleasant afternoon to you. Now, listen to me. I was on a live or lives, several lives, I should say, in fairly recent times. And I'm happy that those lives came about because, they've often said there is nothing new under the sun. I think it is in the book of Ecclesiastes. It's a very good book. I would encourage people to read. It is as wise as a book of Proverbs. Keeps things real to us. And there was something that was said years ago, and it troubled me a little bit because I said this is something that, one, it is unacceptable, two, it is unfortunate, and three, it needs to be remedied because it is creating and wreaking havoc in the lives of possible or the potential good families, especially between the husband and the wife. But before I get to that, let me make this point. So to the men who know that they're on the one and done, like they come once, like a one night stand thing, and what they do, they build up some sort of momentum and build a fake relationship in the mind of the woman and use her, abuse her psychologically and emotionally, and say you just give her a one slam and done. If she were to be interviewed, for example, and somebody says, are you healed? And let us say yes. And even if you're not healed, I want to ask you the truth. Don't say something because you want to hurt the man's feelings. Tell me the truth, because we really want to see if it is something that the men are unaware of and they don't know, and we can help them. Not help them to use women. Were you satisfied? Did he take you over the threshold? Did you climax when he did that? Are we talking the one that used women? 8 to 9 out of 10 women will say no. I just enjoy the moment because the penis hits on the vulva, which is what we call vagina, the vulva or the clitoris, and the momentary during the momentary act of it rubbing against the area is pleasurable. But in terms of me going over to 100%, to going on to the boiling point, I didn't get there. So checkmate. You may have hurt her for the moment, but she will hurdle, and she most times hurdles the pain. But you never took her over to the threshold. So you lose too. Now for the husbands, unfortunately, I remember wives said this. I was shocked, to say the very least. Many of them, they've been in long-standing marriages, but they're not satisfied sexually. They're actually frustrated because 10 out of 10 times the man reaches his high point, 10 out of 10 times, because of how the body is structured. Once he puts a lot of pressure, with the in and out, it automatically builds up and it explodes like a volcano. And you have that volcanic eruption and the lava comes out. So you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking in codes. Please, I'm sure you must get it. So the lava, it's erupted in its full form. Because, a volcano eruption doesn't necessarily mean the lava. It can begin from little sprouts, so the pre-semen. So it comes, it erupts and comes over, shoots up and comes over. Unfortunately, sometimes 2 out of 10 times, 1 out of 10 times, 0 out of 10 times, 0 out of 10 times, in long-standing marriages, the women are not sexually satisfied fully. Fully, I said. So they are not carried over to the threshold. They make fake sounds. They make fake as though they're coming because the man probably has reached and he's trying to hold on for a little bit longer. He can't because the volcano has already erupted and it can go no more. So it's one and done. It has to wait until maybe a day or two or a few hours before it can build up back that momentum to come again. And even if he does, once he goes a second time, because the energy is not there as the first time within the given day, a second one and done, and she still has not climaxed, still has not reached her high point. And sometimes because of the man's ego, and you don't want to say you're really not a good performer, you're really not satisfying me holistically, she pretends, make noises, oohs, ahs, as though she's singing, but they're fake. They're baseless. Am I agreeing with that? No, because it's sort of deceptive. It gives the impression to the man that he's 100% when he's not even negative 0%. Yeah, I said it, negative, when he's not even there. So she may feel good during the act because, again, the genitals of the man is rubbing against the genitals of the woman. So the process of it is not bad. Yes, because, she's been stimulated. But the stimulation is like a hamster in a hamster's wheel. So the hamster big and chubby, same way, big and fat, and just round and round. And him just go round and round and round in like a merry-go-round in the hamster's wheel to no end. To no end. So it is incumbent upon both parties. One, the wife has to build up that courage and that boldness with respect and honor to her husband in how she approaches him to say, honey, this should not have even gone on for so long. But let us say 10, 20 years have passed, and you have situations like that in droves. I'm telling you, it's going to be really hard on the man doing it when he waits so long. But boy, as the saying goes, better late than never. But in the beginning, if you find out the first 5 times something is wrong, especially if you just get married, nip it in the bud. Nip it in the bud, because he's going to be there working up a sweat in vain while he's the only one satisfied. And I think deep in the man's heart, he would want to know that his wife is pleasured by him. And many times, sometimes his wives end up going out to John Doe, to Peter Doe, to Mark Doe, Matthew Doe, and she reaches her high point every time. This is as though those does know how to make the dumplings. The does know how to make the dumplings. And the poor husband, he's in limbo. He's at a loss, especially if he finds out afterwards. And women, that's a big part and parcel that when you cheat, it is difficult for the man to take you back, because he knows that women don't just get up and just have sex. Generally speaking, we're talking, obviously not everyone, and have sex with a man arbitrarily. They have to have some feelings. They know how you operate, because sometimes they have to work to get you before you say, yes, I do. So they know that if you give that up, there is some feeling, and it bothers them. And it probably bothers them to know that the man performs much better than he does. It's kill, and they can't deal with it. So maybe 2 out of 10 may take back the woman if they really love her and don't want to lose her. But it takes work. While you will take back the man, but you might give him a warm time, but you will take him back generally. Especially if you use him out and work his way. No pun intended. No pun intended. But unfortunately, and women need to not deceive the man. You can't say because you're afraid of his ego, boy, if I go get hit, it will come back to normality. Boy, you have to just take that chance. Lesser of the two evils. It's a better of the two. You have good pain and you have bad pain. That's a good one, because at least it will help to keep your marriage intact, because sex is significant to marriages. Don't make any ghost fool you. It's not just communication. Sex is significant. Sex, communication, money, respect, honor. There are other things. I'm just calling a few. But sex is significant. And when a woman is not pleasure, she's going to get frustrated. And when that frustration builds up, my God, you don't know what will happen. Because she named human. It doesn't mean she's wicked and evil. But husbands, it is incumbent upon you to ask her if she's being satisfied genuinely, and ask her if she likes it. And just not just go push your penis in the vagina like that and feel say, boof, buff, biff, biff, buff, buff. No, it doesn't work like that. Because you feel, you're all in your mind, subliminally and overtly, you're just really trying to get that release out because you're satisfied. But when you do it and it's a joke. It's a joke. And when you find out in the long run, say you really never do one thing, you're going to feel really bad. Horrible. Especially after many years, joking that. Both parties need to get their acts together. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe.